The theme for this month is divine manifestations of God's promises. So it is part of God's will that we as his children are made manifest to the world. God desires to present us like a trophy, like a masterpiece to the world. Just like a proud father would want to present his children. How about wealth? God wants us to manifest his glory, manifest his person through the wealth he blesses us with. How about power? You can't say you're a child of God and you do not reflect the power of God in your life. The Bible said that Christ is the wisdom and the power of God. So in all of these areas, God wants us to be made manifest. There may be people who God has called to manifest wealth in a great dimension by reason of their assignment. There are also people who God may manifest his power in a very great dimension by the reason of his assignment and calling for their lives. And there are also some people that God will make manifest his wisdom in such a way that when they speak, when they act, when they do things, you will marvel and say, by what wisdom is this person acting? Because of the nature of their call. But as believers, for every one of us, no one exempted, every one of us must touch all of these three areas. If God must be glorified, if we must truly be made manifest in the world that we live today. The Bible tells us in James chapter 4 verse 3, he said, you ask, you do not receive because you ask amiss, that you may use it for your own lustful desires. It may be possible that someone is asking for manifestation so that he or she will show that I have arrived. For us as believers, it's important that we understand, why does God want us to manifest? We must understand what is the goal of the manifestation. Because we may be praying for breakthrough without even knowing why we're praying for it. You may be praying for it because probably you've suffered enough, you just want to show the world you have arrived. Or people have mocked you, you just want to manifest, let them know that you are there. So it's important that we understand, why exactly does God want to manifest through us? Number one is to glorify God and his son Jesus Christ. To glorify God and his son Jesus Christ. Don't assume you have heard this thing before and you feel like we know it's to glorify God. But are you living in the reality of it? In everything God does, there is an eternal intent. There is an eternal motive God has in mind, beyond the mundane, beyond the physical things. There is something God has at the back of his mind. Every time he blesses a man, he lifts a man and he makes his glory manifest. So it simply means that if your light is shining and people are not glorifying God, you are doing your own work. Number two reasons why God wants to manifest his promises and his glory in your life is as a reward and a consolation for your walk with God. God definitely is not a taskmaster. The reason why he will manifest his glory and the promises he has made is to console you, to keep you going, and to reward you for the work. So the manifestation of the promises of God, the manifestation of the glory of God is as a reward for your walking with him. When God wants to reward you for your walk with him, he presents you as a trophy to the world. And people will look at you and say, yes, it really pays to serve God. Yes, truly God is with this man or this woman. Yes, God is beside this person. And let me also say this. Do not feel, power is for certain people. And because of the absence of power in your life, you downplay on it. Or wealth is for certain people. Because of the absence of wealth, you downplay it in your life. Or wisdom is for certain people, and because of the absence of it in your life, you now downplay on it. No. It may vary in different proportion, but God's desire is that every single one of us touch wisdom, touch wealth, touch power. And number three reason is to showcase to the world and to principalities that souls may be won to his kingdom. God did not elevate you in wisdom so that you can just speak English and render solutions. No. At the end of it all, are you drawing a soul to the kingdom? Is someone transformed? Is someone drawn closer to God? Is someone blessed by virtue of the fact that he has blessed you with wealth? The reason why it seems like people are no longer believing the gospel is because there is no manifestation in our lives. You can't go to preach the gospel to someone who is far better than you in all these three dimensions. It's not possible. Wisdom you don't have. Wealth is not there. Power is not there. Then by what means will you influence the world to follow your God? That's why we must contend. If I don't have power, don't downplay that say God is not coming to the power ministry. No. There would be a situation that would demand for the display of God's power. That's why we must press for it. I have not touched a certain dimension of wealth. That does not mean it's not possible. I will continue to press. Do you know that there are some people who you will meet, by virtue of your affluence, they will pay attention to you? True or false? There are some people whose heart are so hard that by the virtue of God's power in your life, they will submit. The Bible said in the days of God's power, the people will be willing. And then lastly, I said to showcase you to the world and to principalities that souls may be won unto his kingdom. Any other thing outside this is your self-agenda. Anything outside of all of this, you are running your own show and not the show of God. Because if God blesses you, he's blessing you because he knows that thing which has committed into your hand, you would use it to promote his kingdom, you will use it to glorify him, and then he will be seen as a good God.